tank. Infantry. Black Prince is the name that was assigned to an experimental development of the Churchill tank with a larger, wider hull and a QF 17-pounder gun. It was named after Edward, the Black Prince, a famous 14th-century military leader. Development. As a development from the Churchill, the Black Prince was a continuation of the line of infantry tanks, that is slower, heavier tanks intended to operate in close support of infantry. It also was able to work close with other tanks, but it was not made to do this. The parallel development in British tank design were the cruiser tanks, which were intended for more mobile operations. A43 was the General Staff specification number issued in 1943, for an interim tank that would eventually be superseded by a universal tank that would replace both infantry and cruiser tanks. The cruiser line led to the Cromwell tank and then the Comet tank. These tanks entered service during the war. While not as heavily protected as the Churchill, the Comet showed the way tank development was going. This led to the last of the cruiser line and the first of the universal tanks, the very successful Centurion tank. A larger gun than a conventional Churchill required a larger turret on a wider turret ring and consequently a widening of the tank hull to carry this. The Black Prince weighed around 10 tons more than the Churchill, so the suspension was modified and the tracks widened by 10 inches to carry the extra load. However, the Churchill's 350 horsepower engine was retained, leading to the tanks being underpowered and slow, with maximum speeds 10.5 miles per hour on roads and 7.5 miles per hour cross-country. This was so slow that the tank's tactical usefulness would have been limited. Consideration was given to the use of the Rolls-Royce Meteor engine. This would have increased the available power to 600 horsepower, but the idea never left the drawing board. Likewise, plans to fit the Black Prince with the turret from the Centurion were never carried out. By the time the Black Prince prototypes had appeared in May 1945, the Sherman Firefly had acquired a proven combat record. The Comet tank was in service and the introduction of Centurion was imminent. All these tanks carried the QF 17-pounder or derivative. All had better mobility than the Black Prince, and the Centurion had frontal armor of comparable effectiveness. The Black Prince had become redundant and the project was abandoned. The Black Prince marked the end of the development of the A22F Churchill Mk7 and the end of the infantry tank concept in British tank design. This tank also had a 17-pound gun. Survivors. The only surviving Black Prince tank is held by the Tank Museum in Bovington, UK. It is the fourth of the 6 prototypes that were built. It has recently been restored to running condition.